Hello everyone, it's me, your average bonehead, Jay, and we are finally back to Steven Universe. With the halfway point of Season 1 now behind us, and us now having knowledge of the existence of Homeworld gems, but keeping in mind that it won't be for another few more episodes before the threat of Homeworld becomes something we actually have to worry about, we are back to more simpler slice of life character episodes. And today's episode is House Guest. But don't misconstrue what I just said. This is a very important episode for a very specific reason. You see, as of now, Steven has quite a few powers. He has the ability to spawn shields, bubbles, increased strength, and healing spit, as we saw in the last episode. And as the series progresses, Steven will also get more powers, so you can tell he's pretty overpowered right now. So House Guest starts this relatively common trend of nerfing Steven, as from this point forward throughout the series, Steven won't have control of some of his more reality-breaking powers, like the ability to magically heal people. But how does this happen? Well, the episode takes place soon after Ocean Gem, where Greg's leg is still broken, and his van, which he lives in, is still totaled. Luckily for him, Pearl is trying to fix it, so it won't be long before he can go back to it. But that still won't help his leg, so Steven tries using his healing spit on it, but it doesn't seem to work. So Greg ends up crashing with Steven for a bit, and we get a pretty nice song.
In this world of gems, there's no one like you.
After that though, Steven and the gems have to go on a mission because something called a geo is cracked, and if it truly breaks, a giant storm will cover the earth. But Greg, who is enjoying finally getting to spend some more time with his son, is of course upset that he has to leave. So the gems give him a certified Mario 3 reference that he can use to call Steven anytime. And unfortunately, he kinda uses it too much. After that though, the gems manage to finally get to the geo, and state that Steven has to use his healing powers to close it up. Unfortunately, they don't work. Yeah, he just got the healing powers and now he's already lost them. And Steven of course beats himself up over this. However, things get a bit awkward when Steven finds out that Greg can walk, meaning his healing powers did work on Greg. Yeah, this is kind of the most selfish thing Greg has done throughout the whole series. I'm glad they got the father does something bad trope out of their system in Season 1, and it's not like I don't understand where he's coming from. He never sees Steven because he's always training with the gems, so I guess it makes sense that he would fake Steven healing him in order to spend more time with him. Unfortunately though, and unintentionally to Greg, this means Steven lost confidence in his healing powers working, and that's why they're not working right now. And yes, this is how the series will continue to nerf Steven's healing powers, as it will be an on and off thing of whether or not they can actually work, based on how he's feeling. Steven rightfully calls Greg out on his whole lie, and Greg ends up using the warp pad to go to the geo to fix his own mistake, and the two of them reconcile and use duct tape to fix the crack, which actually works. So with the two reconciling and having a better understanding of each other, as well as Pearl finally finishing up fixing Greg's van, the episode ends on that note. Despite what Greg did in this episode, I still stand by what I said in his introduction that Greg is one of the best cartoon dads, because of how much he cares for his son and wants what's best for him while still letting him have his freedom. Yeah, what Greg did in this episode was awful, but it's called character flaws. It's a very important thing when it comes to writing. And besides, once Greg realized he was in the wrong, he did go back and fix his mistake. So overall, I think this is a good look into his character, which will definitely become more important later down the line. I mean, it makes sense considering how he is Steven's father. Now, I'm your average bonehead Jay, and I wish you all good night.